This is really good so far. So introduction, Clue 1, a contemporary. This is like what looks like vacuum packed. It didn't have to be, but like I get it because it's like rainy weather. So I'm just gonna cut right through. And the reason why I ordered this book specifically was because I kept renting it from my school library, but because I'm a slow reader, I need more time. I didn't want to be like repeatedly checking out that same book every time. So I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it. And it was $3 online. I do like it. When I was reading it, I was learning stuff about writing scripts. I think that'll really help. Oh, is there another? Oh, it has like a little note thingy. Yep, it says Women in Film Noir, British Film Institute books. That is amazing. Probably keep everything dry and secure. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I'm not sure if this is from the British Film Institute books. Yeah, who I bought it. Oh no, it's from Better World Books. So thank you so much. Because I think the packaging is a really good idea. Because we've had like rainy weather and like really not good weather. So it's really nice. So here is the book. It's slightly different than the one I have at school, but I don't mind because, I mean, the point is that all the knowledge is here, you know? So, and I love it. Like, there's photos behind the scenes and on the scenes of movies and shows. When I was in high school, I didn't get creative writing. I was taking art classes and theater classes, so that would help me get into art college, and that helped. But so I didn't get writing classes until I got to college, and then I didn't get the creative writing ones until junior year or like the last semester of sophomore year. It's kind of weird. They have you take certain classes. I think so. The one I took was Fantasy Worlds. Love that class. Great teacher. And then I took folk art and I took script writing 1. I want to take script writing 2, but it's not part of the plan because I have 2 classes for the spring, 2 classes for next year in this fall, and then 2 in the spring. So I'm on a certain plan. So if I add classes on, that's extra money. So I can't really do that. So that's why I'm trying to learn how to write better characters however I can. And I think this was really helpful so far because I'm learning like the ins and outs that sometimes we don't see when we're watching movies. So yeah, this is really good so far. I don't have any complaints. I like the book so far. So and if you want to, this is the back of the book. So like the chapters, yeah, introduction. Sorry, my mom is leaving the house and the door is old. So introduction, Clue 1, a contemporary film noir and feminist criticism. That's another class I never had in high school. It's kind of weird how my high school had feminism. They didn't teach us at all. The only way you learned about feminism is if you took the class. And a lot of times, people made it seem like it's not a class you want to take. They made it seem like it's a tough course. They made it seem like it's crazy. And actually now, because I'm in college now, and I'm realizing a lot of like really incredible things that women have done throughout the years. I just don't know of many women achievements. So learning them now, it's like really exciting. It's like, wow, there are things that women have actually done, you know. So I don't know. It sounds really weird. I didn't grow up hearing a lot about women's achievements as much, or like really, like, you know, really impactful things. So it's really cool that I'm learning now. It's my department. It's like 24 years old now. Finally learned. I wish high school would probably like go a little bit into feminism, just because I feel like a lot of young girls should know that women can do things and that it's inspiring. I find it inspiring because it's like, you know, it's like you'll feel inspired possibly too. Like I feel inspired hearing about all these female directors that I never knew about because I always heard about guys that were male directors. Not that I want to be a director because I feel like me being a director doesn't feel possible. And where I live, in a financial situation, it doesn't feel possible. But I do like writing films and I do love script writing, so I can't help that. So in my junior year now, that so in the junior year I'm in right now, we are learning to be directors. We were learning that sophomore year, but it's more like in depth now. And so I wrote and directed 3 films. One of my films was a project, and it was more of like a social experiment. I like doing those too, and that was to help de-stress people because it's on the importance of de-stressing and to relax. And I know that can be a tough word, especially where I live. It is really tough for people to relax. A lot of people don't relax, and I just feel like in ways of health, it is very important to relax, to find that balance where you are able to relax, or a few minutes in your day to do little things for yourself that are mindful, so you may relax. And there's so many different ways. So I was showing that in my film. But my other films, one was a subtle horror film that is for children, and there's 2 ones I just did. It's more about, it's like a surrealism combination with realism film, and that is from my junior major viewing class, which I really liked working on. I felt really awkward being the main character, but around here it's really hard to find actors, so I didn't mind doing the role because I'm just like, either I have an actor or I don't have an actor. If I don't have an actor, the narrative wouldn't make sense, so I just thought I'm gonna do it because I just wanted to have work done versus if I have, I don't know, I just wanted stuff to show and I wanted my narrative to show, so I didn't mind being in it because like I took theater classes. I just it's not much about me being in the film. It's more about the story that's being told and about what it was like for artists back in that time to, they're going through the journey that is of realism and surrealism, mostly surrealism. They want to be surreal artists, or they are surreal artists, and the thought process behind that, and how people were not accepting of surrealism at that time. And you can do some research. I've heard some stories lately that during surrealism, art was more confusing, and people just didn't get it, and they didn't like it. So that's what I was going with. And the character's a female, so the reason why she's also a female is also an inspiration for Maya Deren, which I'm so glad I got to learn about her. Like I just said, like I grew up not knowing about any female directors. I had no clue there was female directors and like female filmmakers. So to me, it's very exciting that I finally learned about that. So it's just more. It's really inspiring to know that like, wow, I can create films too, and not just be kind of like working. I mean, I do like working on film sets. I really do like that. But I think there's also an interesting part about when you're creating a film and creating a script, and then when you see it come to life the way you envisioned it. There's something special about that. I feel like everybody should experience at some point if they are going into a film career, if that is possible. My other film is my 80s film, and I'm going to reshoot it today with my VHS camera, which is actually my parents'. They gave it to me. So for that one, it is telling the story of how my parents met and the choices we make in life. So I'm going to reshoot that. I want to see the comparison because I've been transferring films, and I really enjoy transferring films. So I transfer films to digital, and it's really cool. So I just want to have the comparison because seeing it on digital is nice and all, but something about it when you see it on retro film, not even like retro, but just like older film, it's something really special about it. I don't want to talk too much about my finals because that's probably too boring. So thank you for watching. Bye.